Welcome back to the Gentleman Juggcast. I don't know what episode this is.
Well, this is the episode that makes us a CW season.
Is that what it is? I don't. What is that? 23?
This is 23.
I'm assuming it's 23. I have no idea. I didn't look at the thing before I pressed the button. So,
But it's 23.
23. Okay, fine, whatever. And what are we talking about today, boy?
Well, we're going to talk about Spider-Man 2.
Okay, so Spider-Man the number 2, not Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, Spider-Man the number 2.
The number 2. Okay. So, before we get into that, I'm Gentleman Jug.
And I'm Son.
And we're talking what right now?
We're talking World Wrestling.
Okay, so look, there's a couple things I want to get off my chest.
And they're about SummerSlam.
About this particular SummerSlam. SummerSlam it was a great show.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
For the most part.
Had fun watching it. But there was something that really freaking fucks my onions.
Yeah.
So before we get into all that, let's just go ahead and start from the beginning, right?
Yep.
Big E, Baron Corbin. What'd you think?
That's fine.
It's fine. Look, I mean, I don't know what Baron Corbin was hoping to win. But I mean, because he couldn't use the case. But there's no reason for me to sit there and think that he can't use the case, right? Seeing as how he thought he could freaking come in and fill out the signature to fight Roman Reigns, right?
But, John Cena proved you can do that.
Yeah, John Cena proved you can do that. So why wouldn't Baron Corbin think, well, if John Cena can do that for this, why can't I do that for the Money in the Bank thing? So I don't know. Look, the match was fine. I enjoyed it. It was good. Moving on. We had RK Bro versus AJ and Omos. They don't have a tag team name. So, they did their thing. It was fine. I mean, I'm glad RK Bro won. I mean, Omos had been undefeated for the most part, right?
I mean, he wasn't pinned, so he's still undefeated.
Yeah, but he was on a losing team.
Yeah.
So he's defeated. I assume that at some point in time, they're going to break up Omos and AJ Styles, where Omos is just going to ragdoll AJ across the ring. Because in WWE, no one can just, be like, hey, we're going to break up.
I mean, I just had a stupid idea for him. Because Nikki ASH always says almost. So you should say, I'm almost going to.
You're right, son. That was dumb. I don't know. It was fine. I didn't hate it. It was fine. And then what happened after that? Was it Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie?
Yeah, probably match of the night.
Match of the evening. Yeah,
stole the show.
I didn't care about this match at all. I didn't care about this match at all. I don't even know why they were fighting. I don't remember.
They were fighting because Eva Marie said, that doll looks ugly. And Alexa said, don't talk about my doll like that. And that's why we're fighting.
This is, grade A writing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I don't know what to tell you. It's fantastic writing.
And so what's funny is that when she raises the doll up, the crowd cheers.
Look, it's not for us, okay? It's for somebody else. It's not for us. So, whatever. I don't care. Not worried about it. So,
but I guess Dewdrop's breaking up with Eva Marie because she stole her jacket.
Wears picks up a microphone and says, "Oh, and the loser is Eva Marie." I'm like, okay, it's not for me. It's not for me. All right.
For someone else, this is good storytelling.
Yeah, this is a fantastic storytelling. For me, it's jack shit, is what it is. So, immediately after that, I believe it was Drew McIntyre versus.
No, I think it was the Damian Priest thing first.
Oh yeah, Damian Priest versus Sheamus. It's fine. I'm okay with that. Damian Priest fighting Sheamus. I'm not upset with it. It's no big deal.
Yeah, Priest won.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, then freaking Then I believe it was Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal, which Jinder Mahal is looking a little soft.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember 2 years ago when he freaking had the championship belt, the dude sat there and was freaking just like he looked like he was like he lives in the gym. Now he's looking like the Jinder Mahal of old, where he's not nearly as buff.
He lost some gender.
Yeah, he did lose some gender. But you know, of course, Drew McIntyre came out, and from how you say, because I took that time to go and get some snacks,
Yeah.
you know, because I didn't care about why they were fighting. I don't know. I've lost a little bit of interest in Drew McIntyre, so I really don't really care
I
what
mean,
he's doing.
now it's just backstage. It's kind of like Alexa Bliss, except he's talking to a sword while she's talking to a doll.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens on Raw. You talk to inanimate objects.
Yeah.
You
Or
know.
you shoot people with the water guns.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to sit there and do that bullshit, um, and I know it was before the thing that really kind of irked me, or it was after that. But I'll go ahead and talk about the Miz and Morrison. They came at the beginning of the show driving a big truck, and that's fine. They said that they had a multi-million-dollar device in the truck. Turns out it was just a freaking a tank of water that you can buy at any grocery store, attached to a freaking water gun.
And it was supposed to spray the whole crowd.
The whole crowd, all 50,000 of them, you know, they had to spray the whole thing. So I'm like, whatever, I don't care. It is what it is. You know, we're just gonna have to sit here and just freaking just listen to this stupid shit. It's not for me. Let's get the Miz back onto some freaking things where he can actually fucking fight people, win the belt, and freaking be a heel.
You know, I mean,
That's what I like.
just let him go after some title, like maybe the U.S. title since he's on Raw.
Let him go after something. I'm sick and tired of sitting here watching him do nothing. He's better with the belt, in my opinion. He's better as a wrestler. That's a heel, in my opinion. You know, I don't mind John Morrison. He could be good or bad, but at the time right now, he's doing fine as a heel. Whatever. I'm down. Okay? It is what it is.
It's like, put the water gun down and get that belt.
I know. Quit fucking dicking off. All right? So yeah, like Xavier Wood comes out, he stole it, I guess. He's supposed to look like Razor Ramon somehow, I guess.
And he sprayed them.
And he sprayed them with water, and then he sprayed some of the crowd, none of which was equal to 50,000. So,
I was thinking, oh, they're gonna drive the truck, and the truck is like a hose on it or something. It's gonna spray everybody. No, just a little water tank.
15 minutes of bullshit so that they could sit there and freaking have it was Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, and I had been hearing that there was some shit going down, you know, where Sasha Banks wasn't going to be there. And I understood that. I was fine with that. I was like, I get it. I understand what's going to happen. And then they kind of gave me like the biggest troll where they had Carmella come out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. And I visibly was pissed off. I was like, I'm going to turn this thing the fuck off. I'm going to turn it off. Okay. And then she comes out and she does her thing. And then, Becky comes out. Becky Lynch comes out.
The
man. She shows up again, and I'm like, good. I'm happy she's here. Why is she here?
It's like, oh, I'm here for a title match now.
Yeah, you know, and if I'm Seth Rollins, even though he's with Becky Lynch,
yeah.
If I'm Seth Rollins, I'm like, yeah, there's another one. Another person who fucking comes in, they haven't been here for a while, and they immediately go to the front of the line.
So I should be like, what are you doing? I just had an argument with Edge about this.
I just had an argument with Edge. What the fuck are you doing, Becky? What the fuck are you doing? You know, and so she comes in, she throws Carmella out. Carmella just walks off. I mean, did she knock her out that bad that she just leaves? And then she says to Bianca, hey, how about we fucking have a championship match right now? I'm like, really? Just come in here, get your championship match. She freaking hits Bianca Belair in the face when Bianca's trying to shake her hand, and then she choke slams her.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. That's it. Bianca Belair. 6 months of her sitting there fucking just being, you know, a fantastic face, undefeatable, super strong, comes in, gets beaten by Becky Lynch like that. What the fuck? That is bullshit, and we know it. I don't have a problem with Becky Lynch coming back. I mean, I do have a problem with her coming back and freaking challenging for a world title right away. I just don't like that. But you know what? If we live in the world where you can just do that, where boy, you can just go up to Roman Reigns and challenge him for a title match, and he's gonna give it to you. Okay,
I should try that.
you should try that next time we go. Whenever we go, because SmackDown was in Vegas and we could have went, but we didn't. But
I should just walk up the room like, hey Roman, can I have a title shot?
and he's like, yeah, and then you just get it,
Imagine if I win.
and then you win, and then you're the new head of the table.
Like, yeah.
So that's what happened with Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. That pissed me off. I was like when I say almost about to turn it off, it's really me. I picked up the remote. That's all it was.
I picked up the remote and I threatened the TV.
I almost turned it off, and then right after that, the freaking Peacock app decided to fucking glitch on me.
And then immediately after that, the Almost Superhero had a match.
Yeah, I came back. I think what was it? I got back and I was watching the not Bianca. I'm sorry. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Nikki ASH. Which look, the match was fine. It just kept seeming like they wanted to freaking show us Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley again
and again.
They just keep wanting to show us that shit. And I'm like, why do you want us to show us that? Look, I've seen it. These two women, they wrestle just fine. I'm not upset with them. It's fine.
Just have them fight someone else. I don't know.
Okay, I'm done watching them fight each other. Okay, I'm done. I don't know. I was fine with Nikki ASH freaking actually, being champion.
And maybe beating both of them.
Yeah, I was fine with that.
But they're like, nah, son.
Nah, you ain't gonna get that. So they had Nikki. She sat there and got beat up, and then fucking Charlotte Flair did that freaking corkscrew flip off of the top rope onto the ground, kicked Nikki ASH right in the mouth.
Yeah,
kicked her right in the. She was not having a easy go. She got kicked right in the mouth. And then
it wasn't almost a kick to a mouth.
It was 100% a kick to the mouth. Not almost a kick. She got full on kicked in the mouth. And I'm like, well, there you go. So she ends up losing to Charlotte Flair because she taps out. She completely tapped out, so she's completely a loser.
Well, there goes the waste of a Money in the Bank cash in.
That's a waste. She only held it for a month, right?
Yep. So I guess don't do that to Big E. Don't have him win, and then they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe have someone like Kofi Kingston come back. They're like, I want a title shot, and they beat him in like 4 seconds.
Right. I was done with it. It wasn't a bad match. It's just I don't care.
It just seems like they hate all their faces and good guys.
They hate every single almost every title changed at this point. Almost every title changed hands at this point.
They hate every good guy. It seems like.
Yeah,
it's like all the good guys just get trashed, and then
unless you're RK Bro, yeah, or Damian Priest.
Yeah, those are the only people who can win. But like every other good guy just gets trashed. Like they'll have Bianca, who's the face on SmackDown, just lose in 4 seconds to someone else, and then
yeah. So the Usos come out and they fight the Mysterios,
and it was pretty good.
It's fine. I've seen the match before plenty of times on SmackDown.
Yeah,
it's fine. And the Mysterios lost. Again, and I was assuming that Dominic was going to be like, I need to go off on my own, Dad. But you can't freaking just say that you're going to go off on your own in WWE.
You got to break up.
You got to attack somebody. So
let's see Ray hit Dominic with like a belt or something.
He's gonna hit him with something. You can't just say that you're gonna leave unless you're the New Day. I guess they get to just leave. But whatever.
Well, I mean, they're technically like, now there's Kofi and Xavier. Are they just gonna separate, or are they gonna have a fight there?
Who knows? I don't care. Maybe I will care if it's a good story. I will say that. But immediately after that, it was going to be the what is it? It was Edge versus Seth freaking Rollins.
I like this match.
I was actually hyped for this one more than I was hyped for, Oldberg versus Lashley. I was very much hyped for this one. I was like, I want to see that, and it didn't disappoint. Edge comes out to his freaking Brood music when he was part of the Brood with Christian and Gangrel.
And then he did his thing.
Then he did his own music, and it's like, look, I don't like seeing Edge come out without his fireworks. So, the stage need to be done better. I didn't like the stage. All right, I'll say that this is SummerSlam. You need to have pyro, right? And there was no pyro to be found because the stage was done in such a way where it was so stupid. We're gonna sit there and take a miniature golf course to the ring, and it's ridiculous. And so, they come out and it just looks stupid to me.
We see the problem is with this stage, Edge can't do his thing where he runs. I was like, give it to me, give it to me.
No, he can't do that.
No.
Okay. So he comes out. I'm sorry, Seth Rollins comes out first, then Edge comes out, and they have a match. And for me, it's match of the night.
Yeah.
Like the real match of the night.
It was really good.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was a great time.
Because one thing about this one is I didn't even know who's going to win.
Yeah, I was not sure who's going to win. I mean, like, I know that Oldberg is not winning. I know that John Cena is not winning. I did not know who's going to win in this one. And that's what makes it a good match for me when I'm like, who's going to fucking do it? I'm always up for surprises, but like most of the time in WWE, you can kind of watch a match and be like, I know who's going to win.
Yeah.
I know who's going to do what. And this was not that. This was like good old fashioned, like who's going to freaking take the top spot. But I kind of figured like Edge hasn't won in quite a while, but neither has Seth Rollins. But Edge hadn't won in quite a while, and they're probably going to want to give him a victory here. So they did, and Edge freaking took home the win. And look, it was great. If Seth would have won, I would have been happy with that too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been upset. This is great. Good match.
I mean, this is one feud that I'm like, I might want to see a second match. Maybe.
I know. I want to see some more of this feud going on. Maybe Seth will win at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll take out his eye. Maybe he'll take out Edge's eye.
Or they keep talking about the neck, so we could have a neck for neck match.
Probably. Probably. I don't know.
So it's like, I don't know, neck for neck match. So like when he like stomps on his neck, they'll like just have him cover his neck up with like his hands and something, and then they'll have like the referees walk to the back, and then he'll be like, I lost my neck. So then when he comes back, he's wearing like a neck brace.
I lost my neck. Okay. All right. Whatever. So after this match, they decided to go ahead and give us Oldberg versus Lashley. And I already knew from the get-go that Goldberg was not going to beat Lashley. I knew it. The dude's contracted for 2 matches a year. I guess with the finish here, it might be a third one.
As like because of this finish, I really hope Oldberg doesn't beat him. It's like,
well, it's ridiculous though because like he comes out and he fights Lashley, and somewhere during that time, MVP hits him with a cane in the back of the knee. And it seems like it took like Goldberg like 3 seconds. We're like, ow, my knee. And then he hits the ground. Then Bobby Lashley starts freaking tackling his knee.
It's like Reginald with the fire.
Yeah. The fire. Like, what did that hit you?
No.
No. So, it's over. It's done with. Goldberg gets his ass whipped over and over and over. Like he did look like he was strong in the beginning, but then he started freaking, taking a bunch of shots from Bobby Lashley to the point where like he could not fight anymore. So Bobby Lashley wins, and they keep on beating up Oldberg's ass. And then what's his son's name? Gable or Gabe? Gage.
Yeah,
Gage
just attacks Bobby.
Yeah, Gage Goldberg, old GG here, decides to attack Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley puts the hurt lock on him
and just chokes him out.
And chokes this dude out. And I'm like, you could have known that after like a second, when you found out that this person is not nearly as big as the other buff boys you usually put in the hurt locker, that you should stop. And
no, Bobby's like, this is the biggest threat right here.
The biggest threat. And he sat there and he choked this kid out and he knocked him out. And then MVP gets on the mic. Hey. Look, there's no way that Bobby would know that that was Goldberg's son.
And Bobby didn't even say anything. He's like, whatever.
He's like, whoops.
He's like,
He
oh well.
shouldn't have come out. He attacked me.
He tried to choke me, so I choked him.
He tried to choke me. Which, look, he's not wrong. This kid came out of the fucking stands and tried to fucking attack Bobby Lashley, and of course he got done up, which is exactly what should happen to him.
Yeah, and then we have Goldberg. He's like, "I'll kill you."
He didn't sound like that at all. But he did yell at him and said, "I will kill you." I'm like, well, maybe you need to freaking beat your son's ass, because like, why the fuck did you get in the ring? You've seen what Bobby Lashley did to me. But whatever. Like they stopped. And then he attacks him. But whatever. It is what it is.
You're just lucky that wasn't Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar will like grab Rey Mysterio's kid and just trashes him over and over again.
Brock Lesnar would have threw him down the stairs.
Yeah.
Down a flight of stairs.
In a wheelchair.
Yeah. Because I've seen that, and that shit was, to me, it was hilarious. It wasn't supposed to be hilarious, but when it's like, I don't know, it's weird. I'm going to say something really weird and fucked up, but okay, when you throw a one-legged man down a flight of stairs, it looks funny. When they rag down a flight of stairs, to me, it looks funny. Okay? Just like when you sit there and throw a little person up against a wall, it looks funny to me. All right, and I laugh. And when Brock Lesnar threw that guy down the stairs, at that time, I laughed because it looked funny to me. Okay? Was it supposed to be funny? No, but I took it as that. So whatever. Getting back to it. Okay. The head of the table comes out and he's ready to freaking take on John Cena. And of course his entrance took like 45 minutes for him to get from the back to the ring. Look, it's fine. I liked it. I did, I say it a lot. I like Roman Reigns' entrance. I just do. The song, the ambiance, the whole thing, the fireworks, all that shit. I like it.
Yeah.
And as soon as he walked out, he came out with the Usos, who had already got through whipping some Mysterio ass. And he tells them to go back to the back. They're like, well, hell, we whipped a Mysterio asshole, so let's fucking, go back to the back and, back into Roman's suite and freaking eat some lobster. Just shrimp or something. I don't know. Whatever they fucking ate.
Maybe a cookie.
Maybe. I would have had 2 cookies.
Like a single cookie.
No, it just said 2 cookies. So, they get into it, and John Cena's whole thing was, I just got to roll you up, which is what he tried to do the whole time. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say that in WWE that you can sit there and take years off and come back and win against a person who's been in the ring the whole time that you were gone.
Because you can.
Yeah, because apparently you can. I mean, The Rock did it, right? Brock Lesnar did it. No one, Batista did it. No one complains about that, but whatever. Roman Reigns has been killing it for a whole year. John Cena comes back and is like, I'm the guy who's going to freaking do it. And he didn't. The match was good. I didn't hate the match.
Yeah, John Cena's like, I know what I'm going to do. I see the surprise roll-up. I've seen it all throughout the Thunderdome. I'm going to do it.
It works. Okay? The surprise roll-up works. But it didn't work on the Tribal Chief. And, after 3 AAs, he couldn't get it done.
Yeah, Roman was like, just no, man.
Yeah, he couldn't get it done, and that was the end of that. So,
and he got speared.
He took a spear, and then 1, 2, 3, Roman Reigns is still your Tribal Chief. But did we actually really, really think that Roman Reigns was going to leave if he lost?
There's that one person in the crowd who thought so.
Yeah, there's one asshole in the crowd. He's going to leave. I'm like, there's no way. Whenever I sit there and hear, like, I'm going to leave, and the person's in, like, the prime of their position, I'm like, there's no way in hell you're going to leave. You're either going to show up on Raw or what. I don't know.
You're not leaving. You're
not leaving.
If you have Paul Heyman, you're just going to get, like, another contract or something.
Yeah. But then after that happens, I'm thinking the last music that we'll hear is going to be Roman Reigns. I was very mistaken. Brock Lesnar comes out looking like a lumberjack for some reason.
Oh, that's because he was a butcher on that one YouTube video.
Yeah, where he like take a bite of raw meat or something? I don't remember.
No, he sliced some meat.
Slicing meat.
It's funny because in the video, he's just standing there. They're like, "Okay, Brock, here's how you slice the meat," and he just grabs the knife out of their hand. He's like,
I'll show you how to slice some meat.
"Yeah."
And he slices some meat, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, he comes out and he's looking like just as big as he had before, and just as mean as he had before with the beard and the hair. It's different. I've never seen him look like this, except for like that one time when he had a beard in UFC.
I mean, they used to call him the Ultimate Farmer. Now they call him the Butcher.
The Ultimate Farmer.
That's what people used to call him before he started being the Butcher.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Because I guess he has a farm.
Why wouldn't he have a farm? Why not? If I was Brock Lesnar, I'd have a farm.
Yeah,
I would raise, I don't know, sheep.
I don't know. People keep saying he F5'd the cow.
He probably could. He probably can. But he comes out and like, look, I've been seeing this for the whole entire year. Like, you don't ever believe that Roman Reigns is going to sit there and lose to the people that he's actually fighting. Yeah, they're good matches and shit like that, but I'm like, I don't think he's going to lose to this guy. I don't think he's going to lose to that guy. Then Brock Lesnar comes out and I'm like, well,
I don't know.
But I'm excited for the story because like Paul Heyman, what is Brock Lesnar's ex, and his current boyfriend is Roman Reigns. So, I'm like, ooh, what's gonna happen, dude? I want to know what's gonna happen on this one. Yeah. I think it'll be maybe he will beat Roman Reigns. I don't know. I would rather he didn't, but WWE gave me my thing. They might as well do their thing.
Yeah.
Because like I said, all I want from you guys is I want to see the bloodline with playing Roman Reigns' music, holding their titles up with fireworks happening, and I got that.
So, I mean, I guess if someone had to beat the Chief, it had to be the Beast.
Yeah, but if Seth Rollins can beat him, why can't Roman?
Well, it's fun. Seth Rollins beat him before, but like Roman took 3 years to get him one time.
If Drew McIntyre can do it the first time out, why can't Roman?
You see.
If Goldberg can beat him, why can't Roman?
You're not dealing with your average farmer anymore.
If John Cena can do it, I mean, he did it, I think, the first time, and then he never did it again. Why can't Roman? Now, one thing that Roman can say is, I beat Brock Lesnar to The Rock because The Rock didn't beat him.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm all about it. I'm fine with it. But that was the end of SummerSlam, and it was good.
For the most part.
I mean, yeah, there's some stupid things in there, and I'm pretty sure that they'll try to address them in the next thing. But look, I don't need Becky Lynch to do what she did. I'm fine with her being champion, just not like that.
It's funny is that for most of the things that we're waiting for answers to, we have to wait till SmackDown because Raw doesn't really have much.
Well, I do want to know what's going to happen with Goldberg. What's he going to say? But that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't really care about, like, everybody else is fine. Like, I'm pretty sure Damian Priest is going to come out. He's going to be like, I got the thing and I'm happy. Blah, blah. And I'm sure that, RK Bro's going to come out and they're going to freaking do their thing and blah, blah, blah.
But I'm here. I'm waiting for SmackDown for the Brock Lesnar and Roman. And then I guess to see how are they going to explain their way out of this Becky Lynch situation.
Yeah. And then maybe tell us where the fuck Asuka is.
Maybe tell us where Sasha Banks is.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll figure it out, but whatever. But we need to move on to the next thing.
It's not SummerSlam.
No, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man as well. All right, so we'll take a quick break and then we'll come right back. Hey, you guys, sorry to stop here in the middle of whatever fantastic point that I was about to make about whatever it is you're listening to, but I got to talk to you about this week's sponsor, Anchor FM. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Look, I've been doing this podcast for probably about a little while. And this app is actually very, very, very easy to use. It's been a lot of fun for me and Son to sit there and record. So why don't you get started with Anchor.fm. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started. Now back to the podcast. And we're back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I look at you when I say these things, and then you just look at me like with that big, dumb, goofy ass face. I'm like, say something. Okay. So I got a movie I want to talk about, son.
Yeah, me too.
It's called Spider-Man as well.
Spider-Man.
Okay. The second one, and
as well.
Yeah. And this one is starring Tobey Maguire playing Spider-Man. We got Kirsten Dunst being Mary Jane. We got James Franco playing Harry Osborn, and Alfred Molina playing Doc Ock. And there's a cameo in there from Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin,
and Stan Lee.
Well, yeah, but he was in all of them at the time, and it's fine, it for the longest time was my favorite Spider-Man movie. Even when the Amazing Spider-Man series came out, this was one of my favorite. Or actually, I'm sorry, it was my favorite.
What about now?
It's still up there. I'm really digging on the Spider-Man movies that the MCU is having. I like them a lot more because they seem to get Spider-Man right.
Homecoming, Far From Home, and Homeless.
Yeah, whenever Homeless comes out, I'm sure we'll talk about it. It comes out this year, so we'll talk about it. Hopefully Disney Plus doesn't make me have to pay $30 mother cunting dollars to watch it.
It'll be Spider-Man like an intent somewhere in like some guy's backyard.
You're right. Spider-Man Homeless. There you go. But I'm going to let you take the lead on this one, boy.
Okay.
So take me there, son.
Well, we start Spider-Man 2.
Okay. And what happens after the credits roll?
After the credits roll, we kind of just see Spider-Man saving people.
Just doing Spider-Man things.
Spider-Man-ing.
Yeah. So from what I can see, he's just basically, doing his job. Basically, where somebody's always like, there's a disturbance.
There's a disturbance. He's like, I got it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry I was late to getting the pizzas out. There was a disturbance.
Yeah, he was delivering pizzas as well.
Yeah.
And he, of course, he broke all of them or smashed them because he can't web swing with pizzas very well.
Well, I mean, like, it's ridiculous because once he finally gets to the place where he has to deliver like those 10 pizzas or however many it was, there's web like all over the freaking pizza boxes. And then the dude comes out of a closet, and he's like, hey, it's pizza time. And it's like, you're Spider-Man. No, I'm not.
No, bro.
No, I'm not, man.
These
There's an entrance right in the freaking closet, for the for so I can bring the pizzas.
Yeah, and they're probably like, oh, these webs here. These are, I don't know where these came from.
It's goo. For it's our heat. See, I don't know what the fuck they would say.
It's the cheese.
The cheese on the outside of the box?
Yeah, that's our new design.
Yeah, it's dumb, but whatever. He gets there late because he's Spider-Manning, and he doesn't he leaves without money. Now, what he could have done if he was look, I'm not going to say that Spider-Man should do this. I'm not saying anybody should do this. But if you're in a position where it's either you're going to get fired for saving lives, or you could just sit there and be like, hey, I'll pay the $100 to make sure I don't lose my job. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer would be. There's a correct answer there somewhere. I don't know what it is, but he gets fired. So obviously he didn't have an idea of what he was going to do. And that ends up, having him go back to his house where his landlord is fucking shitting on him.
His landlord's like, I'm going to make you Spider-Man homeless.
He was about to be Spider-Man homeless in this movie a couple of times, for that shitty apartment, that he lives in, which he's supposed to because he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to be rich.
No.
Um,
Unless you're Spider-Man PS4, where somehow he's not rich, but he can have all the money for all these gadgets and stuff.
yeah, but he also was homeless in that game, though.
Yeah.
He was homeless for like, I don't know, I think the rest of the game. When he became homeless, I think he was homeless from then on.
Yeah, then he's like, I just live on Aunt May's
I
couch.
just live on the couch in the homeless shelter. That's what he did, right?
Yeah, he's in the homeless shelter, just on the couch.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that thing. We're talking about this thing. So keep it going, boy.
Well, then, obviously, he has to talk to Doc Ock because that's kind of, part of his job that he has.
Way the hell up there. You're way up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're way up there. So Spider-Man, he, is they're basically showing more and more of his life of what he's doing. He does not hanging out with his friends, not hanging out with doing his life thing because he's always having to sit there and deal with Mary Jane. Or, I'm sorry, being Spider-Man.
Being Spooder-Man.
Being the Spooder Man. But basically it's like, he has obligations and things like that he has to do as Spider-Man, but the things that he wants to do, he doesn't have time for because he's always off being Spooder-Man. Okay, so, he goes to class. His teacher's always like, his one teacher, Dr. Connors, the lizard, is like, dude, you are fucking not here and you're going to fail. So you better write a good paper about Doc Ock. And so he goes to meet Dr. Octavius.
He's like, write a good paper about another supervillain.
Yeah. And Doc Ock's like, I know who the fuck you are, man. I know exactly who the fuck you are. He's like, you're a Dr. Connors student. He says you're fantastic, but you're a piece of shit. Okay? He's like, you think that we're just given these smarts? Yes. You need to use it for the good of mankind. And he should have asked him, what the fuck have you been doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're not Spider-Man or something, are you?
He's like, no, man, I deliver pizzas. Or used to.
It's like, look, man, I live alone, okay? I mean, that's his best excuse. Look, I live alone. I'm trying to freaking make it, and my job is freaking causing all kinds of problems, and I don't freaking have millions of dollars like you assholes. Every single one of you fucks has, like, a job and reputation and money, okay? I don't have none of that shit. Okay, I have to sit there and freaking keep ducking and dodging my freaking landlord because he keeps asking me for money when I could go out the motherfucking window. He would never see me. I could come in and come out the window every time. But whatever.
But instead, I'm gonna slowly walk past his room.
Yeah.
While his door's open.
Yeah.
He won't see me.
I
could even crawl on the ceiling.
Like, I don't even have my own bathroom in my apartment. Okay. So whatever. So cut to, more shit happening, shenanigans. Spider-Man is like trying to sit there and freaking get with Mary Jane somehow, even though she's like with some other dude who's, Jameson's son, an astronaut, John Jameson, who ends up being, I think, a werewolf in the comics eventually. Did you know that?
No.
I think he ends up being a werewolf. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure something happens to him, but I keep thinking he's a werewolf.
Like
an actual werewolf.
Oh.
Yeah, not some kind of bullshit where like he puts on a werewolf costume and that's who he is. I think he like turns into one.
Oh, I thought you were something like a guy who just dressed up as a werewolf.
No, like really a werewolf kind of thing. I wonder how many times I said werewolf in the last 5 seconds.
Werewolf.
Okay, fine. So we cut to, what's it called? Doc Ock deciding to show off the his arms.
Yeah, his arm thing.
Yeah, he has 4 arms. They're meant to help him be able to take on a fusion reactor, which basically is a sun from how they show it. And the arms help him to keep all the little the solar flares that are in that room taken care of.
Yeah.
Now, the scene there, when he turns on the machine, I don't know what it is, but there is a like I have a surround sound home theater system, and when he turns that machine on, every single one of those freaking beams plays around the room. I don't know why that made me giggle. I have no idea why that did that for me, but I was like, I'm in. Turns on, Spider Sense goes off. Uh, Shit gets wrong because, of course, if it's a Spider-Man movie, you don't get to freaking be a character in there and not have a tragic scientific accident happen to you, and you survive.
It's just funny. Like every Spider-Man movie, it's got to be like some sort of scientist who like knows Peter Parker's like, you're kind of not a good student, are you?
Yeah,
And then they get into a horrible accident while he's there.
yeah, in front of him every single time.
It's like, you got to be
And
kidding
then
me.
Harry Osborn comes out of the thing. I'm ruined. No, you're not ruined. You're still rich. You're gonna go home and have a steak and bang a waitress or something like that. Okay, whatever.
I'm ruined.
I'm ruined. I've got nothing except for Spider-Man. Look, Harry Osborn is playing the classic villain where he just is like, Spider-Man envelops me. Like, but you forget your dad treated you like shit your whole life.
But he was my father.
Yeah, but he was my dad. Look, he does a good job at doing it. Eventually, Harry Osborn gets invited to a party. I'm sorry, Peter Parker gets invited to a party, and he's supposed to take pictures of people. And at that party, immediately, Harry Osborn slaps the taste out of his mouth. And then Mary Jane is getting proposed to say, and she gets to be married, and she's happy. And during this time, Spider-Man is starting to lose his powers.
Yeah, we don't know why though, but it's just happening.
Well, I mean, it happened in the comics. I mean, this movie basically is doing the Spider-Man No More storyline, which is very early on in the Spider-Man run. He got sick and tired of being Spider-Man because he didn't have time to do his own shit. So now here he is, giving it up. And the scene plays the exact same way as it does in the comics. So you've seen the iconic scene where he throws his suit in the trash can. He did the same shit here.
Yeah.
But like the movie is great in that instance. You can really feel all the feels of like, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that, and I can't do it. When he does lose his powers, you're like, okay, this is what he's gonna fucking do now. I'm gonna sit there and freaking go to school. I'm gonna freaking pay my bills on time. I'm gonna go see Mary Jane in her fucking play, and we're gonna have a great time.
And he did.
And he did that right up until the moment that he starts realizing I should be Spider-Man. So of course, Doc Ock is doing his fucking thing, and I think the coolest scene in the whole it's the second coolest scene in the whole movie. He decides to rob a bank. Spider-Man, actually, him and Spider-Man have a fight. And if you watch I believe it's the director's cut, there's extra footage there, where they fight inside of a hotel room or apartment building, whatever the fuck it is. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Saving not Mary Jane. I'm sorry, Aunt May.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time. I liked it. I had fun with it. And then of course he leaves, and exposition. Right? More shit happens. Eventually, Spider-Man himself is gonna hang out with Mary Jane because he's at some point said that he is in love with her.
Yeah.
And then he says, I can't be with you. Which, if I'm Mary Jane, I'm like, dude, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit, dude. Either fucking be with me or don't be with me. It's that simple. So I guess she's like suspecting that he's Spider-Man at some point in time. You can kind of get the imprint that he kind of is, like she's figuring it out. And then at that moment, Doc Ock throws a car at him.
Yeah.
through freaking I guess they're in a cafe,
Yeah.
and he freaking chokes him out a little bit and then throws him up against the wall, and then of course Spider-Man fucking explodes out.
Like Goku.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm Spider-Man now. Now I can fucking go in Spider-Man. And he gets sued back from JJ, and then he freaking goes and fights Doc Ock. And this to me is the best scene in the whole movie.
The whole thing.
The whole shebanga bang. It's got everything for me. Like when I saw this in theaters, I'm like, I want to see that scene again. And when I bought the DVD, I think I freaking rewound and watched it because it's all Spider-Man, goodness. Everything you like about Spider-Man is in this scene. They're fighting on the side of a train. He's freaking throwing hostages out of the fucking train, and they're like, like Spider-Man's catching them and shit like that. He's getting hit out of the train again, and then fucking slide on the ground, has to catch back up to the fucking train. It's badass shit. I loved it.
Yeah.
He's on the side of a train and almost fucking gets hit by another train. It's great. And then like the scene, I didn't like this scene that much. Toward the end, where he has to stop a train. He has to stop the train.
Everyone loves that scene.
I don't know why. I don't really like that scene. Maybe it's because of Tobey Maguire's face. Maybe it's because of he took his mask off again. Whatever the case may be.
I think it's fine, but every single thing that uses it now.
Everything has to have him sit there and freaking hold something. Even the games have him do it. Even the Spider-Man PS4 game has to have him freaking do it. Miles Morales has to have him do it. Every single movie has to have him sitting there freaking grabbing something and using his strength to try to hold it together in the cross symbol. And I'm tired of it. I don't need to see it again.
It's like Bruce Wayne's parents being killed.
I'm done. I'm done with that. I know Spider-Man's parents I know his uncle gets shot and he could have done something about it. I know he does the freaking Christ thing, and I know he freaking, has to freaking, do something in front of the American flag. I've seen it. I'm done.
No. I need to see Uncle Ben's death in slow motion now.
That's what the people need. That is how you freaking get the butts in the seats. Yes. You need to see the bullet hit him right in the chest.
We need to see it in Spider-Man Homeless, because we haven't seen Uncle Ben's death yet.
We haven't seen Uncle Ben at all.
No. We just need the death in like slow motion. So it'll be like Batman v Superman.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Uncle Ben like get his brains blown out.
He's like
he always gets shot in like the chest or something like that. I'm like, no. I want the dude to freaking put the gun to his head and just fucking pull the trigger.
And then Uncle Wish will be like, ooh.
What the hell was that sound? Okay, fine. If he makes that sound, Oscar-winning movie from Jugg. All right. But look, at the very end of the train scene, though, he does get captured by Doc Ock. And that's pretty much it.
It's funny as how he takes off his mask and like all the people see his face.
He's just a kid. I'm like,
it's just
he's not. He really isn't a kid though. He's like 48.
It's like the Miles Morales scene.
Like Tobey Maguire is like 48 in this movie. I don't know, like 53, something like that. In this movie, okay.
Whenever anyone sees his face, they're always like, "He's just a kid,
no older than my own son." Like, well, you all are freaking blind. This guy's like 62 in this movie, okay? All right, so keeps getting older, but
he keeps getting older. Aunt May keeps getting younger.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tobey Maguire keeps getting older. And Marissa Tomei, she keeps getting older too. But Aunt May keeps getting younger. So yeah. I guess there's that, but whatever.
Eventually Aunt May will be the same age as Peter Parker.
Aunt May is probably the same age as Tobey Maguire. I'm sorry. Marissa Tomei is probably the same age as Tobey Maguire. I'm not sure. I didn't look it up. I don't know. But what I do know is that Doc Ock does deliver Spider-Man to Harry Osborn, where Harry ends up demasking him.
And he's like, "Oh my gosh, He's just a kid.
It's like, Peter, you killed my dad. I mean, at this time, Peter was like, no, I didn't. But he didn't say that, did he?
He just takes his mask off. You killed my dad. And he's like,
There's bigger things happening than me and you. I'm like, you could have said at that time, no, I didn't. He killed himself. Okay? Ask your butler. It's going to be real important later on.
but instead
Okay?
he says, no. We got to have a Spider-Man 3, so I can't say it.
Yeah. So, of course, Harry Osborn tells him where to go find Doc Ock, and apparently Mary Jane is still there.
Yeah.
And he's redoing the fusion reactor. Now, what I don't understand, okay. He screwed up the first fusion reactor, and it killed his wife, right?
Yeah.
So he says that he needs to make it bigger so that he can do it again for what reason? Like, who is he going to show it to?
Just Mary Jane.
I mean, like, it's like, what are you here to prove? Like, are you going to sit there and freaking make this up again so that you can do what? Like, everyone knows that it's you who's robbing banks. And for some reason, you're stealing gold. And somehow the gold you're able to turn that into cash so you can do what? Go on Amazon and freaking buy stuff? What? I don't understand that whole thing.
I don't know what he's trying to do. I'm just like, what are you trying to do? And he's like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to turn this machine on.
I got to turn this thing on, man. It's like a moth to a flame. I got to do it. I got to go there. So he turns it on. Spider-Man gets there and turns it off. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get there and turn it off. He gets there. They fight for a little bit, and then
Of course, the machine goes wrong, like it did.
Yeah, he's like, we got to drown the thing, and it's like, okay,
It's like, like Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, we gotta just drown it. Get busy living or get busy dying. So Peter Parker takes off his mask again to show Doc Ock his face for what reason?
He's like, oh hey, just in case everyone knows, but you should know too.
Yeah, I show all my villains my face. They all know who I am.
It's like the CW Flash show. He always takes his mask off to show everybody.
See, I'm just a regular guy, but I know who you are. Did you think that because I'm a villain and that you're a good guy, that I'm not gonna fucking tell everybody who the fuck you are?
He's like, but you don't have to do that. And they're like, oh, okay, I won't do it.
Yeah, I won't do it anymore. It's shitty writing. Shitty writing. Okay, so I don't know. Doc Ock decides to freaking save the world, I guess, somehow, and then at that moment, Peter Parker turns around and Mary Jane's looking at him. And she's like, oh, you're Spider-Man. And I'm like, yeah, because we all knew.
It's like everyone
knows. Okay? Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
And did you think that you think one asshole on the freaking train that he saved is not going to say anything? You think one person, the whole son of a bitch train saw his face.
And what did he say? Don't tell anybody, guys.
You're like, don't worry, we won't say nothing. I'm like, if I'm in the back, I'm like, I'm gonna say something.
I'm gonna say it on like the news.
I'm gonna be like, hey, look, listen. The dude who's been taking Spider-Man's pictures, that's fucking Spider-Man.
He's like, now give me my money.
Okay. No, you get the money first, then you tell him.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You don't fucking spill all the beans. But whatever. So Mary Jane is supposed to go get married, and she doesn't do that.
Nope.
Instead, she joyously takes the dress that she definitely didn't pay for to Peter Parker's house. And she shows up at his house, and he's just kind of sitting there. Doing what? I don't know. And she's like, hey, I mean, that would creep me out if a woman just shows up at my house wearing a wedding dress. I'm like, okay. So somebody's crazy. But whatever. I guess that means that he gets to be with her and so on and so forth. And he gets to go off in Spider-Man. Now, of course, the scene of Spider-Man swinging away wasn't as big as the scene from the first Spider-Man movie. I like that scene more.
Yeah.
This one, he's just kind of swinging away with the freaking helicopters.
Yeah. See, that's one thing I do like about all Spider-Man movies. They always end with like him swinging somewhere.
They usually, well, at least these do.
Yeah.
Because I know that the other Spider-Man movies haven't done that, but he does swing enough in those movies. But this one, he wasn't. It's fine. It's fine. I like the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, not the greatest Spider-Man movie anymore,
No.
but it was for a long time, and that has now had some bearing on my rating
Mm-hmm.
for this movie. So am gonna give it a 4.
I was thinking probably for me, probably a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Why a 3?
I don't know. I don't know. This
Because you've seen
movie,
the other ones.
yeah, I'm spoiled by the other ones.
Yeah.
That's how it always works. I'm always spoiled by every other one.
Well, like I said, look, I like the movie. I that's why I give it a 4.
I mean,
So
I kind of like the first one of these more.
you like the first one of the Sam Raimi ones more?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't hate it. Like, hey, you got your opinion, I got mine. Okay. So
Because the first one had Spider-Man, Green Goblin hanging out on a roof.
and just talk.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
And someone said they're drunk.
Yeah. So uh like I say, 4, 3, good times. Um we'll have to check out another movie and we'll talk about some more wrestling in the next one. Um I do have a YouTube channel. If you guys are any of you cats out there are first listeners, Gentleman Jug, you're on there too, aren't you, boy?
Yeah, we had an episode where we talked about showers.
Did we?
Yeah. We talked about how people weren't taking showers, and it was pretty
I thought we
good.
talked about grape drink.
That was also in that same episode.
Was it?
Yeah.
See, I don't remember the things that I do in my YouTube channel. I play a game and then we talk about the game on like later.
Yeah.
What I really should be doing is actually like an actual let's play where you're here watching and we're playing the game and we're talking over. That's what we should be doing, but I haven't gotten there yet. Just things, life gets in the way. That's what happens, but it's still Gentleman Jug at YouTube. And I do have Facebook and Instagram. It's all Gentleman Jug. Twitter, Gentleman Jug. What? Yeah. Okay. So, so if you like that, check all that stuff out too, because that's where I'm at, just doing it. I'm playing Avengers. I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut. That shit just came out. I'm on that. I think I'll probably post the first video Monday. Today's Sunday, so tomorrow, Monday, probably post that up there and it'll be great.
It'll be glorious.
Glorious. But other than that, we'll catch you guys on the next one because it'll be available
When it's ready.